Hi, I'm Neil Curtis and I run several online businesses, and for each of these businesses I need to develop websites, and I've created many websites over the years, and I do these all myself, and it's actually quite easy to do even if you've got no coding skills or anything like that. You don't need them anymore. So I thought I'd make a video just to show you exactly how to create your very own website. So if you want to create your own website, you can easily follow along and do it yourself. Basically, you need three things. You need somewhere that will make your website live on the internet all the time. This is called a web host. You need to set up web hosting, very cheap, easy to do. You need to call your website something. You need to have a domain name, so you need to get this registered. And then finally, you need to set your website up and style it. And I use something called WordPress, which is free and really easy to use. And then I normally apply professional standard styling theme to this to make it look beautiful. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So just carry on watching if you want to see how to make your very own website from scratch. This is a website we're going to make from scratch, and as you can see, it's a clean, professional looking website with a lot of white space and only limited text. And what text there is, it's highlighted and bolded to make it stand out. And this is in combination with some great high quality images, either full width of the screen images or smaller highlighted images. So we're going to build this all from scratch. We're going to start with a blank website we're going to set up. We're going to buy or register this domain name here. We're going to install WordPress, which is a platform we're going to use. We're going to set up and get new web hosting. We're going to apply this theme, which is a premium quality theme by StudioPress, and we're going to set everything up so it looks exactly the same as this. So this is what you're going to get now if you carry on watching this video. So what you need to do if you're going to set up your website for the first time is you want to go to a web host and get some web hosting. I always use DreamHost, and here I've come to a special promotions page where I get 20% off the normal price, and I've got a link for you to do that if you want to do it yourself. But anyway, so you just get web hosting. Then once we've got the web hosting, we will set up our website through this using DreamHost. So I'm just going to click on web hosting up here. There's different options, but all we need is shared web hosting, and it's very cheap. It's $7.85, so it's not very much money at all. And it doesn't matter whether you're setting up a UK site, an American site, a German site, or whatever. It's fine to use this host, and it's just that they're an American company, so their prices are in dollars, but it makes no difference to us at all. They have a 97-day money-back guarantee, which is absolutely amazing, and I have what's called one-click WordPress install. And WordPress is actually the platform on which we build our website. It's the most popular platform out there, and there's millions and millions and millions of websites built using WordPress, and that's what we're going to use, and it's free to use as well once we sign up for hosting. So we go ahead and click sign up for shared hosting here. So here we go, shared hosting account. So we need to create an account. So put in your details, so the email address, and then put in a password. And just click on continue. Okay, so now we're on this next page asking us to choose a domain name. We don't have to do this now. We can say set it up later, and we can just do it later, or we can say we want to register one now. We've already got one, or we want to do something else. But the chances are, if you're just new to this, you haven't got a domain name, which is basically the name of your website. So you can go ahead and register for one now. And this costs extra money, but you have to register a domain name anyway, so it's something you're going to have to pay for. So if you've got a website about a particular product, you'll probably want to choose a suitable domain name. So for example, if you've got one about basketballs, ideally you will want basketballs.com or basketballs.co.uk, but actually the chances of that being available are slim because domain names have been around for years and people have got all the best ones. You could have a variation on that, such as best basketballs or basketballsintheuk.com or whatever you want. Because this is a website tutorial, I'll look for the name website tutorial, and because I'm based in the UK, I want a UK website, I'll do .co.uk. And it's checking here to see if it's available, and it says it's available to register, and it's going to tell me it's going to cost $9.95 to register this domain name. You've got to do it once a year. You've got to register domain name. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to continue. And here it is offering me the different options. So if I choose a 3-year contract, I will need to pay $287, and that just works out as $7.95 a month. For 1 year at $119.40, which works out £9.95 a month, or I can just pay monthly. So what I'll do is I'm just going to pay monthly, and we'll set up this website here now. So I'm just going to pay $10 a month or $11 a month, which is nothing, to host a website. Just continue. There you go. It's got some other add-ons which I'm not going to do. And it says here, install WordPress. Yes, set up WordPress for free on my new web hosting. And we could do that easily later, but we may as well do it now just to make the process that much easier. So yes, come on, let's set up WordPress. So WordPress is what we make our website on. Okay, so now it's asking for the payment. So in total I owe $20.90 now, and that's going to get me my domain name, and it's also going to set up my WordPress. I'm just going to put in my details here. So there you go, the order is complete. So that's pretty simple. So now we've signed up for web hosting and we've registered a domain name. So that's really easy. And actually what it's saying is the hosting's all set up, but the website thing needs more information. So we just need to continue to the domain registration. Okay, so now it just wants me to put in some more information to register this domain name. So I'll just fill out this form and submit it. That's me how long I want to register it for. I'm just going to register for 1 year. Just remember to renew it, but you get an email to renew it. And there you go. This is all done. Just need to click register, and it's saying success. We've registered it, and it's in the registration queue. It may take a little while to do. It could take 15 minutes to get an email to confirm this, and if you don't get that email, we need to contact them. So here we are in the back end of DreamHost, and this is where we can set up our websites. We just go to manage domains, and you see here we've got the website here, and it's saying that we're hosting it on DreamHost. So what I want to do is I want to go and check my emails to see if we've got an email about this. So I'm in my email account, and I haven't actually got an email about this domain name yet. And it said it could take 15 minutes, so I'll just come back and check and refresh in 15 minutes time. I do have some other emails from DreamHost about this account that I've set up and other things, which you can read through later if you want to, but I've set up with the DreamHost account, so I don't need to read this. But I'm just going to come back in 15 minutes to see if I get an email about my domain name. Right, so actually it's only taken about 2 minutes for this email to come through from DreamHost saying the domain name website tutorial.co.uk registration success. So let's open this up. So you registered a new domain name, that's great, good job. The registration of the domain name for 1 year has been processed. It may take a few hours for your domain name to begin to work as the new DNS information propagates across the internet. Basically means sometimes if you go to this domain name, it may not show up as working yet because it can take a few hours sometimes. Sometimes it works quite quick, sometimes it takes a little longer for it actually to show up on the internet. So it's nothing to worry about. This is normal. So if I click here, it will take us to this website, and it may or may not be set up. So we'll have a go. There you go. This is a DreamHost holding page saying site not found, and just some information. That's basically because what it says, it's just propagating these DNS settings across the web just to make the website live. So we just come back later and it should be working. Okay, it's literally been a minute or two, and I've just refreshed the page and it's come up with this. The website tutorial.co.uk is almost ready. Upload your website to get started. Need help? Admin panel. I'm just going to click on admin panel. So just take me to this page and it says what I want to do next. And we want WordPress to be installed because that's what we're going to build our website on. But we said during the setup of the hosting that we actually want it to set up WordPress for us already. So I think this has already been taken care of for us, and it may just take a little while for things to show up. So we'll just be patient and we'll just check back with our website to see if it's going to show up. So I've just clicked on manage domains at the side here and on domains, and it shows us our domain. Now I'm going to click on visit. We're still getting this here, so we're just going to wait and see if this starts to show up in a little while. Okay, so checking my emails and see I've got another one here from GeneHost Installer saying that success in installing WordPress on your site. So it was being set up automatically in the background for us because we checked that option when we were setting up web hosting. So I'm just going to read this email. So in order to log in, please go here and set your password. So we'll go and do that. And there's lots of tutorials how to do things, but I've done it before, so I'll just click this link and it's taking us through to the setup. So set up a password. So I'm going to put a password in here, then select reset, and it's giving me the option to log in. So I'm going to click login. So I'm going to type in my email that I used before to set up the hosting, and I'm going to put in the password I've just reset there and click login. Okay, so great, fantastic. We're into our website. This is actually our website live on the internet. So it was easy as that. So basically got a website. That's how you set up a website. And it's not much now. It's basically a blank default website. So there's nothing here. This is your website. And these are all default things put in here. This is a default post. This is a default layout. But we can go ahead and style this and customize this and make it look amazing. And that's what we'll do now. So remember the website I showed you at the very start of this video? We're going to recreate that now from scratch. And I'll show you how to do that. And just a disclaimer here, I'm going to use a premium quality theme, a professional standard theme. And I actually paid for these themes. So it's not free. But you can use a free theme. I'll show you where to get these from if you'd rather do that. But as a word of warning, while the free themes can be amazing, really good quality, there are some drawbacks. They're free for a reason. The people that create these and put them out there for free obviously have some sort of ulterior motive, and that's normally there's limited functions or there's hard-coded links within your theme that go back to their main website so you can buy an upgrade or whatever. And also, because it's free, it's less likely to definitely be updated and improved whenever WordPress brings out a newer version, because WordPress is constantly evolving and it's fixing security holes, vulnerabilities, improving how the WordPress works, and it pushes updates all the time. And if you use professional paid for themes, these themes get updated too, so they're compatible and they get all the security and update fixes. But if you've got a free theme, this may not be done as much because obviously the person that created the theme hasn't got anything really invested in it to do it quickly. Anyway, that's just a side note, but we're going to be using a professional quality theme. So it's themed by StudioPress. So if I go over to studiopress.com, so we can shut all these panels now because we've actually finished with these, because we've got our website set up. So if I go to studiopress.com, this is who provide the themes that I'm going to use. So if we click on shop for themes, we'll see that they've got lots and lots of beautiful themes. The one I'm going to set up is called Maker Pro, and it's actually what I use on my official website, neilcurtis.me. So it's a good one to show you here. And here it is here. And what you can do is you can see a preview of it if you want. This is very similar to the one we're going to set up. You probably agree it looks amazing. What I'm going to do is recreate this demo exactly so it looks exactly the same as this. So I'm just going to use the same images, same text, and everything out just to make it look like this. But the point is, the process I'm going to use is you can do exactly the same, but you can put your own custom images in, on custom text, on custom links and everything to make it look good for your website, which is exactly what I did on my website, neilcurtis.me. The way we get this theme onto our WordPress website is we need to download the theme package. So I'm going to log in to the back end of StudioPress. So I'm going to click login. I can get access to all of the themes because I've got the main full theme package. So it was called Maker Pro. So let's go down to Maker Pro so you can see all of these themes. So I click on Maker Pro here, download. We also need the Genesis framework, which sits on top of WordPress and works and integrates with the theme we downloaded. So I'm going to download the Genesis framework too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reopen up that demo that I showed you before of Maker Pro so we can see what the layout's like, and we can also copy the images because we're going to use those exact same images in our theme. So if I go back to Shop for Themes and go down to the Maker Pro one, I can look at the demo again. So I'll just leave that open for now. I'll go back to my WordPress website, and what you do is so this is the front facing end of your website. It's what the website looks like, and people that visit your website will see this. But here, if you click on dashboard, so if you hover over and click on dashboard, you go back to the back end, so where you style everything. And if you go appearance and themes, this is where you load in that theme. So you see, when you click on themes, it shows you all the free themes that you can get access to. And there are some great designs, and you can feel free to browse these and upload one of these if you choose to do so. But we're going to upload that theme we've just downloaded. So I click on add theme, which is what you do if you've got your own themes. Then I click on upload theme and then choose file, and we just go and browse to where that file was. So it's gone to my download section. First of all, I'm going to do this Genesis framework, open that, install it. Then I'm going to return to the themes page, and we're going to install the Maker Pro theme that we've also downloaded. So again, add new, upload theme, choose file, Maker Pro. I'm going to install it. So this time we're going to say activate the theme because we actually want to use it. So activate, and it says congratulations, we're rocking Genesis. We've also got the theme activated. And there's a few things you can set up here for the theme, but we're not going to look at that yet. We may come back to this later if we need to, but now we'll go to the front end, see what it looks like. So we just click up here, and it doesn't look like much, but you see it looks different to before, only slightly, but we need to go and style it now. So if we go into the back end, first thing I want to do is I want to remove these default posts and pages that WordPress automatically installs for you when you first install WordPress. So it's going to go to posts here. I'm going to highlight this one. I'm just going to say trash. And I'm going to go to trash. I'm going to say permanently delete. If I go to pages, I'm going to do the same. Hover over it, trash, go into trash, permanently delete. Okay, so now if we go back here, it's absolutely nothing, which is exactly what we want. Here where it says just another WordPress site, because that's what the default title is, and it's also up here, it says it. So we're going to change that just quickly because I don't like it saying that. And that's down in settings, and then in general, these are just the general settings. So site title, which is what it was, so we just call this website tutorials because that's what I want to call the website. And this tagline is just a sort of description of what your site is. So how to make a website for this one, but of course yours will be different. So leave all these, and then site language is set to English United States. That's why it said trash instead of bin. So it doesn't really make a difference, but because I'm in the UK, you may well be in America or whatever, but I'm going to change mine to English UK. All it does is change tiny words like trash to bin and things like that. Now if you visit up here, see it says website tutorials, and then website tutorials, how to make a website. So that's a bit nicer. Right, so now we're basically at the starting blocks to start styling our theme just like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all of these images just so I can reuse them to recreate this website. Of course you can make your own, and I'll let you know later on where you can get lots of cool images from for free. So I'm just going to right click, I'm going to click Save Image As, and on my desktop I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Website Tutorial Images. Open that, save it in there. It's called Demo 1, that's just the name they must have given to it. It's good enough for me. Do the same for this one, Save Image As. This one's Demo 2, save, and this one, Save Image As. So I'll just do it for all of them just quickly. And there you go, so that's all the images saved. So now we've basically got all the stuff ready to start making our website. Okay, so this is known as a front page of our website, and what's amazing about WordPress and also the StudioPress themes is everything has widget areas. So each section of this website is just a different widget area where you can just drag in images or drag in a text box to write the text. So it's really cool, and behind the scenes it's all set up so it lays things out nicely like this automatically. So I'll just show you this. So if we go into the dashboard of our site, if you go down to appearance, you'll see we have widgets. Just click on that, and this is it. These are all the widget areas, and by default WordPress puts a load of widgets in here. So I'm just going to drag these all out because we don't want them. So I'm just left clicking on my mouse on each of these areas and just dragging it out. But that's the only one that's filled in, all the rest are empty. So the primary sidebar, we're not going to worry about that because that's just what appears on pages within your site. So not the front page but other pages. Sometimes you have an area on the side and that's called a sidebar, but we're not going to put anything in that, so that's blank. But these front page widget areas that are specified here, and also these footer areas, they all appear on this front page. And then also right down at the bottom, this area here is a footer area. So the widgets, let's say footer, do that. So now we can get going then. So the first bit we need to do in our site is this top area here. So where it's got these words for the makers, a bit more text, and then this button, we can put that on our site now. And remember, I'm just going to copy this exact website exactly as it is here, but of course you would, you can do exactly the same style as this. Images in the same place, text in the same place, buttons in the same place, but you will of course have different words here and different images on your website. So the first area is this front page 1 thin width. If you click, it opens up and there's nothing in there. So what we want to do is put a text widget in there and then put the words in it. So we have all these widgets here that come with it. So because we have the Genesis theme installed, I've got these extra Genesis areas, but there's a lot of standard ones here that are always here. For example, this text area is always here. So all you need to do is you can either click on it and drag it up to the right area, and I could just drop it in here, or if you click on it, it opens up where you want to put it. So I say I want to put it in the front page 1 area, and I go add widget and it goes in there. So what we want to do is we need to put the title. This text here is a title, so for the makers. So I'll just type that in here. There's no need to capitalize it because it does it automatically, because as I said, the styling is automatically done. And then we need to put in this text here, and I'm just going to copy it this time because there's no point in me typing it. So Control C, and I'll put it Control V, and then we have a button under that. So we have this Buy Maker Pro button. You can start off by putting the words Buy Maker Pro, but of course it's not going to be a button, but we can put a little bit of code in there to make it a button later. But I'm just going to save this, and if I go back to my home page, this time instead of just clicking, I'm just going to right click and say open in a new tab, just so we've got this one open all the time. So there we go. Now it says for the makers, got these words, and then we don't actually, oh there we do, it's by Maker Pro is here, but we haven't put any style into it, so it's just come next to it. And if we remind ourselves, if we look at the original website we're copying, this font looks different. Of course you have a button, so we need to put a bit of styling, and in this case it's a class, and I don't want to get too technical with styling, CSS styling and classes and divs and things, but if you want to do some styling, you can put a bit of HTML in here, which is basically put in a paragraph class around these and a button class around this, and then in the CSS styling sheet you do a little bit of styling code just to style it. But I'm just going to put in some HTML here that you can just copy yourself, because you can use this and it will mean your page is styled like this. So you can just copy this, but basically I'm just going to go p class equals intro, and it's as easy as that. So it's just, we've got a paragraph styling class called intro, which is already in here because we've got this theme and it puts it in automatically. Then we just put the closing paragraph around that, and then we need to put a button around here. So we just go A, and then I'm going to put target equals underscore blank. That just means when you click it, it opens up a new page. And then href equals, and that's just a code to say go to this page when you click it. We have an address, and if you have a look here, if you click this button, you can see at the very bottom it says it's going to go to my.studiopress.com/themes/maker. So that's where we need to point this button to. So if I click it, you'll see it opens up a new window and it goes to this page. So I'm just going to copy this URL here because that's where I wanted to go to. I'll close that. If I go back in here, so after my quotation marks, I'll just go Control V to paste that URL in. We have quotation marks again. Then it needs to be a button, so we need to tell it it's a button class. So it's class equals button, and then we just do the forward arrow. We just need to close this link tag with a closing link, which is A, and that's it done. So if you don't know any CSS or HTML, it's maybe a little bit confusing, but really if you do it a few times it's quite simple. But in your case, if you want your website styled just the same as this, you just need to literally cut and paste this. But for your button, if you want that to go to a different page, so maybe this is go to your about page or contact me, you want to go to a contact page, you will just change this link address to the page you wanted to go to. So anyway, I'll save that. If I refresh this page, it should look exactly the same as this, which it does. If I click this, it'll go to that URL just like it's meant to. Right, so the next part is putting these three images in here, and these are actually links to pages. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create 3 pages on our site. One's an about page, one's a blog page, and one's a contact page. Then we'll assign a feature image to each of these pages, which are these images, and then we'll tell in this widget area to show these pages, and it'll look like this. So that's what we need to go ahead and do now. So we need to create 3 pages. So we'll do the same as this. We'll have an about page, a blog page, and a contact page. So here it is. So we got pages up here. This is where we create our new pages. So we can just go, we can either show all the pages or we can add new. We don't have any pages in it at the moment. I'll show you. So I'm going to right click it again. I'm going to open it in a new tab because I want to keep this back end, this widget area open all the time. So I have nothing in there. So I'm just going to click add new. So the first one I want is about. So we'll just give it a title of about. This is my about page. I'm not going to go into how to style and create individual pages. I'm just going to show you how to set up your website to look like this example. But we do want to put the featured image in. So click on set featured image and we browse. We can either browse to where these images are by clicking here, or we can just drag it in, but I'm just going to browse. Select files, and it's in this folder, so it's that one. Open. There it is there, and I'm just going to set to featured image. There it is there. So if I publish this, we now have an about page. Okay, so now we'll just create the next 2 pages. So we need a blog and a contact. So add new, this is going to be blog. This is my blog, and then again set the featured image. So now it's open up in our media library by default where we have one image, but we don't want to use that one again. We want to select a new image, which is this one. Set as featured image, publish. So you publish your page up here. Add another one, and this time it's going to be contact. Can go down to set featured image, upload, select files. Then this is this third one. You just need to click on set featured image, hit publish as normal. Then we now have these 3 pages. So if I click on pages here again, you'll see it's showing us our 3 pages that we've just set up. So now what we need to do is we go back to our widgets. We can click this one to minimize it now because we're done with that front page 1. Now we're on to the front page 2 widget area. So this widget area is the front page 2. And what we need to do is I'll open it up, and I'm actually going to use this Genesis featured page widget area. So we have Genesis, we get these special widgets. So this time I'm just going to drag it in. I'm going to say under page, but actually it's not showing me any pages here to choose from because I haven't refreshed this page since I added the new pages on my site. So if I refresh the page, it'll just tell the site that I've got these new areas now. So now you see under page I've got the option to choose one of these 3 pages. So I want to say show the about page, and I'm going to say show the featured image. You want to select maker underscore archive 800 times 500. So I'll select that. We want to go line center. We want to show the page title, and then that's it. Save. So if we go back to our website, I'm going to refresh this just to have a quick look what's happened, and you'll see we've got the image there, but it's a very big image. See these 3 smaller images? We only put 1 in here, and it's a very big image. And that's because it's a dynamic layout. So if we put 2 images in, if you put 1 image in, it looks like this. If you put 2 images in, it'll have 2 big images here, and if you put 3 images in, it'll be 3 images here. So the more page areas or widget areas you put in here, it changes the layout of the site, which is pretty cool. But we're going to do it exactly the same as the example, so I want 2 more. So I'll minimize that, drag in a new featured page widget. This time we want to show the blog, we want to show the featured image, we want it to show this image size, show the title, alignment center, save. It's as easy as that. So now if I refresh the page, see we have 2 big images, and it looks nice. But we're going to put in our final one in this case. If you want to lay yours out with just 2, that's fine, but here we're going to copy exactly that. So we want to show the contact page, featured image, that size image. We want to align it center, show the page title, save. So you see how quickly and easy it is to create this really nice smart layout. So the whole top of the website now looks exactly the same as this one. Really easy. So next we have this little area here, and this is actually another text widget area. So we're finished with this one now. So now we're on to this front page 3, and it is a simple text widget. So we can just drag a text widget in. I like to drag things in, it's just the way I do it. You can click on it and tell it you want to go in this widget area if you want. It's completely up to you. So this has this title, make a statement with maker. So I'm just going to Control C that, Control V to paste it in there because it saves me writing it out. And then we have this area here on the left, and we need to actually put some custom styling to make it go on the left like this. And then we just have a big text area here. And the way we do that is we have some more classes. So again, I'm a bit conscious about telling you about HTML and linking it to CSS classes if you're not really used to doing this, but you literally just have to copy the exact same words I'm writing here and it'll just look the same, so it's fine. So basically we have two sections here. We have this section and then this section. So we need to create a class to style this section and a class to style this section, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go div class equals 1/3 and then first. So that's just a class name. This could be anything, but that's the one we've called this, or they've called that. And there is a CSS styling with this exact same name, which basically tells it how to lay it out. But then this is actually laid out as a list of 3 sections under each other. So this is a list, so now we have to put a list in here. So the way to do that is UL and then class, because this list is styled in a certain way, and it's called this. So just copy this exactly and yours will look like this, and then you have to go li to see the list, and then these are actually links to the different pages on the site. So we need to do a link, so it's a href for the link equals, hover over it, we'll see that goes to the about page, that goes to the blog page which we've created, and that goes to the contact page. So we can make ours go to those 3 pages on our site. The easiest way to get those pages is to, if I click on here, it'll open up the about page. So I'm just going to copy that URL. I'll go back. If I go Control V, it'll paste that link. So saying, if you click the link, go to this web address, and then it needs to say what we do. So I'll just do that. And we close the link, then we close the list, and that's it. I could just copy this. I'm going to paste it 2 more times. Control V once, Control V 2, and then we just need to change these words to blog and get in touch. So this is blog and this is get in touch. And then of course these links need to change. So first of all the blog, so I'll click here, open up my blog page, copy that web address there, highlight this, then Control V, and finally contact, Control C to copy that, and Control V to paste it. So now I just need to close this div class and also close this list class. So first of all we go to close that list and then /div to close the div. So now this is this section completely done. Now we need to do this section. So we need to paste the text, but we also need to tell it to float to the right of this section, so there needs to be a div around it. But first of all I'll just paste it in here, and if you go to the top of it, it's div class equals, then this time it's called 2/3. Okay, and then it needs a paragraph around it. So P, which is the HTML tag for paragraph, we need to close that paragraph, and we need to close the div. Right, and that's it. So now we have our 2 sections. So I'm going to save this. If I refresh this page on my site, there you go. It's exactly the same as this, with the 3 links that go to my 3 pages. So this goes to the contact page. There you go. Right, so we have this now. Again, it's another widget area, and again it'll just be a simple text area. Minimize that 3rd. Now we're on to the front page 4th area. So again, I'm just going to drag this text widget into here. Opens up, and I'm just going to copy this text. I'm going to copy it all, But obviously this is styled in a certain way and this is styled in a certain way, but we'll deal with that in here. Control V to paste it. And on this one, it's actually an H2 class, heading 2, so it's just H2, which is the default styling class. And then delete that, and then this is an H6, which is just the styling header. That's applied to that. And that's all we need to do for this section. So if I save it and I refresh this page, it should come here and look exactly the same. It does. Fantastic. So now we have a really big image here. So the way to do that is again with a text area. So it's this widget area 5. So we just drag a text area in here. But we need to put an image in here. And we don't actually have this image uploaded to our website yet. So the way I find is easiest to do this, people have different ways of doing this, but I say just add a new post or page. So I'm going to right click and open this in a new link. So I've added a new post by using this quick link option here. I could have done it through this one here. So here's a new post window open, and what I like to do is add media to this post. Add media, upload files, select files just like we did before, and it's this image this time. So I'll open that, and by default it said paste this in as a medium size. I want to go to full size, which is a large 1600 x 600 image. Insert that into the post. So there's this image here, but I don't want this image like this. I want to actually find the code so I can paste it into that widget area. So we're on visual here. If you click on text, it actually shows the code for this image. So just highlight it, Control C, go back to our widget area and just directly paste it into here. Then if I save this, go back to our website and refresh, there you go. I've got this massive image in here, just the same as this. So we're making good progress with this site, and it's literally just going through the different widget areas and then putting in the right text that we want. So now this is just going to be another text widget area, just like we've done lots of times before. And although it looks like there's probably quite a lot of styling because we've got bits floating to the left, bits to the right, and we've got a button, it's not actually that bad because this is actually the title of our widget area. All the code has been done for us already. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C, go back to my widget areas, can shut number 5 now, and then we're on to number 6, drag a text widget into there, and paste the title in. So if you go back to it, this is a sort of second heading, but this is going to be H2 styling, just the same as this up here. So I'll paste it into here, but I'm going to put H2 tags around this, so it just makes it style with large text. And then it's followed by this text, so just copy that, paste it in there, and then it's followed by this button. And actually in this case we're just going to make it go to the about page on our site. So for a link, just like last time, it's href equals and then where you want it to go to. So if I go up and click on the about page, just so I can copy the address. So we wanted to go to our about page, and then we want it to be a class equals button, which basically just tells it to style it like a button. Then our words, I know we said we are going to copy this exactly, but there's no point in putting by Maker Pro. Just say about me, and closing a tag. Right, and this time, because we just have a plain bunch of text in here without any styling, we could put a paragraph tag around it, or you can just check this box here, automatically add paragraphs, and save. So if you go back to our home page, go down, and then refresh, there you go. Now we have this all laid out perfect, same as this. course our button says About Me. If I click it, it goes to my About page. Alright, so next in this is we have these numbers. It's up to you. When you're making your site, you can exclude any of these sections if you want. So if you didn't want this section, you just don't put it in. But we're going to copy this exact, so we'll put this in. So to do that, you go back to our widget areas again, of course. Close that. So we're onto the front page 7 area. And you don't have to fill them all in. So you can leave 7 blank. And if you do, just nothing will show. And you can just go straight away if you want, or whatever you want to do. But now we're going to go 7. And it's as simple as having 4 text areas. So drag 1. Minimize that. Drag 2. I'm just going to set it up ready. Minimize that. Drag 3. And then finally another one. So this is the top one. So all we want to do is it says 52 at the start. I think it says 52 and then weeks in a year. So what this is an H1 styling tag, which makes it big and black like that, big and bold. And then this is an H6 to make it this size and capitalized. So 52, then weeks in a year. So H1, 52, H1. So that's it's easy as that. Then H6, weeks in a year, H6. So if I save that and then go and refresh my page, we can have a look. There you go, it's over there. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm just going to paste it in each one of these boxes. Then we can come and change the wording later. Okay, so now if I refresh it, it'll be the same thing all across. It's fine. So we want 07 days in a week. So we go back to this one. 07 days in a week. Save, remember to save. Next one is 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. And finally 60 minutes in an hour. 60 in an hour. Save. Refresh that and there you go. Exactly the same as that. Right, now we have this, which is a link to the services page on the website. If we click it, it goes to the services page, which we don't have. So we have to go and add that. So go to Pages tab, so we just add a new one. And it's called Services. And if we have a look at this page, it's got the featured, well, it's got an image at the top and then it's got all this text. I'm just going to copy that text. It's got other stuff in it too, but I'm not going to copy that for now. We don't need to. Paste that text in there. Before that, we've got an image, so I'm just going to add media. And we're going to add this image. It's this one. Okay. And then we also want to add a featured image in here because that's what shows up on the home page. So we've already got it uploaded. It says featured image. Alright, so we'll publish that. And now we need to go and add it. So let's minimize all this one because we're going to go into front page 8 widget now. I want to refresh this page just so it knows that we've added this new services page. So it's going to be another Genesis featured page. So let's drag that into here. This time we want to show services. We do want to show the featured image. We want it to be this 800 by 500 again. This time we want it to align left because if we go back here, go back to the home page of the example, the image is floating left and then there's text to the right. So left, we want to show the title and then we want to show some content as well. So notice that it's got content here and also continue reading. So I want to show 400 characters and then continue reading. So we'll save that. And if we refresh our page, there it is. It's in here. If you click it, it goes to our services page. So that's great. Now we just have a bit more text and another button. So this is another text widget area. So we'll move up, so we're on to front page 9 now. So we want to add a text widget, so I'll click on it this time, and we want to go in front page 9, add the widget. And then this is the title, so I'll just copy it. And then we have, this is going to be styled with an H2 header in the main content area, so I'll just put that H2 HTML heading tags around that. Then we have this text beneath it. Then we have another button that says Buy Maker Pro, and it'll link to the Maker Pro page. But what I'll do is I'll make that link to the new services page we just set up, and I'll call it My Services. So it needs to be a link, this button, so it's ahref, as all links are, equals, and then now you put where you want the link to go to. So we want it to go to our services page, so I'll just go there and copy this URL, paste it in here. So we want to go to a services page. It needs to be a class equals button, because we want it to be a button. And then we have the words we want to say, and inside the button, so My Services. Okay, so I'll save that. We'll refresh our page. There it is, it's all great, but you'll see that this button, which works and goes where we want it to go, but it's not styled right, and that's because we didn't put either paragraph HTML tags around these sections, or we didn't select this option here to automatically add paragraphs. So I'll do that. And there you go. Final section is there's this nice big image here. So that's widget area 10. So like our last big widget, last big image, we just pasted the image code in there. So that's our other image. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to add this new image that we want. So this is this one here. Let's copy this image, paste it in here, save the widget area, then refresh, and there's a nice big image there. So see, as you do this and you get used to doing it, it's very easy. It's just putting different widget areas into the different sections on your website, and it gets laid out perfectly. Right, so that's it for the main section. So that's all. So you'll see, if I minimize that, we've done all of our main front page widget areas, which are all of these that we've done here, and it looks fantastic. And now all that's left to configure are these footer areas. This is what's known as the footer. So you'll see we've got these different footer areas. This is an email sign up form, some social share icons, and just some links to different sections on the site. And this involves some extra plugins. So we need to use what's known as the Genesis e-news plugin to create this area here. We need the simple social icons plugin to generate these links. And then we just need to put these other links into our other footer areas. It might not be what you need to do, because you might not want to put a sign up box, and if you do, you might want to use a different method. But here we're going to use this Genesis e-news widget to do this. And as you will see, I'm going to hook this up to my MailChimp account, which is what I use to store my emails. You may use another one, such as Aweber or Drip or some other one, or you may just want to have a simple form for something else, or you may not want a form at all, but I'll show you how to set this form up. So we need some plugins. So if you go to plugins, you want to add new, and then you just search for Genesis e-news, and here it is. So I'm going to install it, and once it's installed, you've got the option activate from here. Now it's activated. So if we go to appearance and widgets again, you see we have this e-news widget here now. So I'm just going to drag this into footer number 1. And we have different areas. We have a title, something text to show before it, text to show after the sign up form, and then this is where you hook it up to your email provider. So we'll just copy what's in here. So subscribe for updates, that can be the title. Enter your email address for latest news, and go in here before the form. You see we've got nothing after the form, so we'll leave that blank. And then we've just got these fields, and depending on what fields you want to show up, you just fill out these different areas here. So we want the email and the first name, and then this is what it says in the boxes. So it's going to say first name and email and then go. So we'll just leave that. But what we need to do here is we need to match up these fields with different fields in our email subscription program. And as I said, I use MailChimp, and I also need to put in a form action which basically hooks it up to a list on my account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my MailChimp account now and quickly show you how I do this. I'll just close those because I don't need these anymore. So I'll log into MailChimp. There is a free option here, so if you want to get started you could check out MailChimp. So I'm going to go to my lists, and I'm going to hook it up with my neilcurtis.me list. So I just select my list, and the first thing we need to do is we need to get the tags so it hooks up the different fields. So you go to sign up forms, general forms, so I'll select that. And here is a simple form which I've got in for this list. So I've got an email address and first name. That's what I'm looking to capture. So if I click here on email address, this box opens up and you see it's got this field tag, email. That's what I need to put into here in order to get the email field to show up. And we've got the first name. So if I click on the first name box here, see it's F name is the field tag. So I'm going to copy that, paste it in there. So that means these two fields are going to show up now along with the submit button, which has got go on it. But we need to tell this form that I want it to work with its email list. And there's nothing doing that at the moment. So how you do that is you go back to your sign up forms and embedded forms. I'll click here this time. So you can embed this form straight into your site like this with this code here, but we don't want to do that. We just want to pull a little bit of this code out. We want to pull the form action. So remember, we want the form action. So we just want, after this quote marks, all the way to the next ones. So I'll highlight that, I'll right click and I'll copy this. And it needs to be HTTP : and then I'll paste in what I've just copied there. And this now means that this form, if someone fills it in, it's going to link it up to that email list. So that's all I need to do. I need to save that. If we go back to our site, the form should show up here. And there it is. So if I fill that in with my name, email, and hit go, it will add my name and email to my email list I've just set up in MailChimp. So that's probably a separate tutorial all by itself, and I could go into more detail about MailChimp and how to hook it up and how it works. But I just wanted to quickly show you how to add this form here because we're just starting the site. So next we have social share icons. So as I mentioned, we need another plugin. So I'll go plugins, add new, and this time we want to add the simple social icons. So simple, see if it finds it from that. Icons. Okay, so here we go. So I'll install that. It's another Genesis specific plugin, and I'll activate it. Appearance, widgets again, and then this is the second footer area we want to put now, and you'll see now we have these simple social icons widget down here. Let's drag that up to our widget area number 2. Stick it in. I'm just going to leave these all as default. The colors, and then here you just put in where you want things to go to. So in this example, they have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and an RSS feed. So I'll just put Facebook in here, and I'll put Dribble as well as an example. And we'll put LinkedIn. You'd put your direct link to your profile here, so not just this web address. You'd put the proper profile in there, but I'm not going to here because I just want to quickly show you how to set it up. I'll do Pinterest. Okay, so we just save it. Refresh our page again, and there you go. Those icons show up like that. So it's pretty cool. And now we've just got these links in here. So these are just more. Let's minimize this. So 3, 4, and 5 are just these 3, 4, and 5 widget areas. So we can do that if we want. So number 3 is going to be a text widget area. And we'll just have some, so these are just links. And we'll just have links to our different pages. So I'll just have ahref because that's for a link equals, and then we'll just link to one of our other pages. So I'll link to our services page. I'm not going to do them all here, but so it's services, close that tag. I'm going to automatically add paragraphs. This can be about, this can be contact, and I need to change this URL to about at the end and contact to point to the different pages. So if I save that, go back to our home page, bottom and refresh, there you have it. We have these 3 links in here. So I'm just going to do the same for all of them. I'm going to delete the spaces there. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to duplicate it exactly the same for the purposes of this example. But you would, of course, if you want links, you can have links to your own. Oops, that doesn't want to be there. That wants to be in footer 4. So you can see you can just drag widgets between footers. So on the final one, on footer 5, paste exactly the same again and save it. These are a bit tight, so I'm going to put a space between these. Save that. Put a space between these. Save that. Right, there you go. All set up perfect. And these stylings are a little bit different here. Those are a bit closer together than mine, but that doesn't matter, and you can work on that if you want later on. And that's it. So that's identical now to this theme. I go right up to the top, right up to the top. You'll see we've recreated it exactly. Okay, there you go. So hopefully you saw it wasn't actually that difficult to make your very own professional standard website all by yourself. Yes, it costs a little bit of money, but not that much money really, and a hell of a lot cheaper than getting a professional web designer to do it for you. So there you go. You can use free themes if you want. Don't have to use the same theme I used here, and the whole process is, is pretty similar to set it up and style it. But I do recommend you using higher quality professional themes because you can tell the difference in the end of the day. Plus you always get support and updates if you need them. So if you like this video and you want to learn more about either making websites or even doing online business, I've got lots of stuff over on my website at neilcurtis.me. So that's www.neilcurtis.me, and I talk about how to earn money online, the different kind of online businesses I do. I've also got tutorials and guides about how to style and set up websites and things like that. And I recommend you sign up to my newsletter because I get into more details on there. So I hope to see you over there on my website.